to push back on Lauren, maybe it's more hypocrisy than LARPing. Maybe they actually believe these things, but rules for thee and not for me. Here we go. Redheaded Libertarian has responded to address Lauren Southern's statement on Piers Morgan's show directly, accusing me of being some kind of fraud or LARPer. I am more disappointed than anything because I've always liked Lauren and have shown her kindness. I will continue to do that because I don't let the actions of others change who I am. I think there is some confusion about who I am, though, and who I was before I came here, and perhaps some gossip. So let me set the record straight. I'm a practicing Catholic who got engaged at 21, married at 22, and had babies at 23, 25, and 29. That's a hell of a long time if I were LARPing. I have always worked from home and set my own hours to focus on my children. We do live in a period where most families need two incomes to get by. I do encourage mothers to be in the home as much as possible and put their children first. I did this, and my daughters are all kind, talented, intelligent, and well-adjusted. I'm an award-winning pie maker. I am always dressed well. I am always put together. That shouldn't be a 1950s standard. Women should have the dignity to carry themselves well. As for the 19th Amendment, I believe, as the founders did, that voting is a product of the 9th and 10th Amendments, and I recognize that the size of the government has grown immeasurably since its passage. The Federal Reserve, which passed 6 years earlier, and the income tax that same year have all infringed our liberty. The conjunction of the three have been a catastrophe. That said, I'm an imperfect human. I'm accused of weird things, most of them false, but a few of them fair. However, not having integrity is not who I am, and having my character smeared and scapegoated on a broadcast across the world was a really ugly thing to do. Now, that said, I'll continue taking the high road and leaning into it, because on the surface level, accusing me of being a trad LARPer is hilarious, and life is more fun when you don't take things personally. Thank you for your attention to this matter, Josie, the redheaded libertarian, queen of the trads. She added, this post needs more pie. Indeed, Josie, the redheaded libertarian. She works for the Timcast Corporation, as it were, but she hosts her own show entirely of her own volition. We provide only the support for her to do what she wants to do. And that is, Josie had been hosting a lot of sit-down interviews and spaces with Josie, and now she's going to be hosting a members-only show for the Timcast community. She works from home with her family, and I'm moderate. If women are capable and want to have jobs, I think they should be allowed to do that. I'm not advocating for like a mandatory trad life kind of thing. So don't look at me. I got no problem hiring Josie and saying you're very intelligent and talented, and we want to make your show work. So anyway, you go to her account and, what does she have? I'm just going to scroll down until I can find pie. Where's the pie at? What's this? Pie tutorial. She's got several kids. Family came first. And I am absolutely supportive of, I believe we are better off with women being mothers and, being socialized to accept that being a mother is one of the most powerful and important things of humanity. But now she is, with all due respect to Josie, she is accomplished with 3 kids. What does a woman do after this point? Your kids are being raised. They're well-adjusted. They're smart. And they're in an age where they're becoming more independent. And so she makes content talking about the values of the founding fathers from home and pie making. All of this perfectly in line with what she believes. I believe that Lauren got backed into a corner on naming somebody and threw out the first thing she could think of because she was ill-prepared to call anybody out at the time. It's, one of the things about debates that I don't appreciate is you'll see like these Dean and Parker guys, and they'll get some dude on the phone and he'll say, but Joe Biden had his son on the Burisma on the board. And they'll go, do you even know why? And he'll go, no, because I'm a plumber and I just watched this on a show. And they'll start laughing and say, you don't even know what you're talking about. It is not the job of the random person to have the answers. I do not believe it is a fair debate tactic in the legitimate sense of rational thought to say, you have a general idea on the surface may be correct, but I've asked you for specifics you can't provide. Therefore, I have destroyed your whole argument. My point is this. I actually understand what Lauren is saying. She called out the wrong people, reframed the debate, and Andrew then denied reality. It's just ridiculous. There's a whole post from Josie being like, yes, women can dress well, bake pies, and have babies and get married young. Like, people genuinely believe it's a good thing. But Lauren being unable to identify an individual by name, I don't think is disqualifying to the idea, because I'm going to say it again. By all means, I am not a drama debater, and I'm not going to do drama debates. But I've already kind of gotten close to calling out particular female conservatives who are LARPing. They make these videos and they're just like, women voting is bad and women in the workplace are bad. And then it turns out like they are young, unmarried women going out and partying. That being said, I can give a shout out to Lisa Reynolds, who does booking for Timcast and advocates for repealing the 19th, and as well as Josie. Both were moms who had kids and then got jobs. And that's, I think that's the normal route, right? Therein lies the big challenge. Like, women can never work. Well, like a 40-year-old woman, her kids are growing up. They're teenagers, largely independent. She's not going to sit around twiddling her thumbs. There's important jobs women can do even with. Now, the problem is when a woman doesn't have kids because she wants to be a girl boss, that's problematic. But, you know, my attitude is like freedom, liberty. It's a social issue, not a legal issue. The bigger issue ultimately is women who have kids and then need to have jobs, and so they can't raise their kids. I don't like any of these things. I think kids need moms. Kids need their moms. Babies need that. That video where the little boy has the gay dads and he's going, Mama, and they're like, nope, and he starts crying is terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. But anyway, it is an interesting debate, and I will say this. I believe that Andrew had Lauren in the appropriate position, debate-wise, saying, who are you referring to? Because let's isolate their views and call them out for being LARPers. Lauren was unable to do that and reframe the debate to, here are people who generally just believe in traditionalism, but the people she named do believe it and practice it. For Andrew to then fall into that trap and say, I don't think people believe that, that's a reductive view of their positions, was incorrect because people generally do believe it. And I've got it for you right here.